Okra is giving away free KFC. Okay, that's nice and everything. But why does she want to give everybody else high blood pressure and diabetes along with her? I guess misery does love company. Because it's grilled doesn't make it good for you. Being grilled makes it less horrible for you. I'm not saying what you should or shouldn't eat. Hell, I'd eat KFC. I'm just saying for someone to do a charitable thing by giving away from some Kentucky Fried Chicken that happens to be grilled does not make that a balanced and nutritious meal. I'm just saying, when I eat it, I know what I'm eating. I'm aware that I'm eating it, and I'm aware of what it does. But don't be some person that people put on a pedestal and telling me you giving me something for like that for me for good. Okay, so it's no different than if somebody were giving away candy that's loaded with sugar. I understand that. I'm just saying, don't make it feel all charitable. Upon listening to a radio show last year, it came to pass that 1 full week of the month of February has been proposed for Oprah. Let me interrupt by saying that when I run into Caucasians from other countries, even as close as Canada, I have an entirely beautifully different experience than I do with their American counterparts. So anyway, a Canadian gentleman, called into that said radio station to comment that Black History Month is already the shortest month available as it is. Who the hell is Oprah to get an entire quarter of it? Hey, I didn't say it, he did. But I pose the same question. I mean, sure, she broke some boundaries, lots of them. She crushed that glass ceiling and marketed herself to the appropriate parties in order to ground herself for longevity. That only amounts to professional gold digging to me. Many steps above merely getting your hair and nails done. I'm truly proud of her, and I'm happy for her personal accomplishments. They are much too significant to go unnoticed. But then what? She's far from Martin Luther King's status. Sure, she gives millions here and there, but she can. Hello, she's a billionaire. A millionaire can afford thousands here and there. A thousandaire can afford hundreds here and there. And the average Joe can afford tens here and there. Seriously, it's a drop in the bucket for her. It doesn't make it unimportant, but it definitely doesn't make her worship-worthy either. Now, I often experience middle-class white women discussing this topic and that from Oprah's show, anticipating that I will surely be familiar with it, even after I have clearly expressed that I am not an Oprah fan and I miss her show deliberately. So why would I know anything about it? But I guess our common blackness confirms that naturally I watch her show loyally, no matter what I've made clear. But I wonder if anyone really pays attention to her on that show, or if they merely scratch the surface of it and then make it out to what they need to hear to feed their own conscience. Now, I recall a few tidbits that our humble servants have conveniently forgotten or overlooked. That must be what happens once you reel in such a massive fan base population backed by ridiculous sums of money. I wouldn't personally know. My particular memories of her include that she repeatedly marketed Dr. Phil, whom everyone knows to be a crock quack by now, and given her alleged intellect that couldn't have been an accidental oversight. Right? I mean, I'm just saying. I recall she had a phony author whose book she stood behind before she realized it was all bullshit. Now, he didn't even seem compelling to me, neither before nor after she gave his book the green light. And I've always wondered what qualified her to mandate which books are best anyway. Isn't the beauty of books the fact that each can use his or her own personalized imagination when bringing it to life for yourself? Keyword self. I recall a shitload of cars she gave away and screwed her loyal audience on the taxes. Cars that were likely donated to her so she didn't have to come out of her own pocket to begin with. I recall an endless list of shows that resemble these. I won't even mention the school, as I respect and appreciate the effort. I'm happy for her, and I'm proud of her, and I respect her success. However, I do not crown her as the Black American Queen. Sorry, all you oh-hoes, I just don't. From my perspective, she's merely an articulate, in the language of upscale bullshit. But I give her an insane amount of credit for it. I mean, she is absolutely great at it. That could not be taken from her. But you also can't just hand to her on a silver platter a title such as that which Martin Luther King was worthy. That's just ridiculous. Hell, it took him decades just to get a day at all, a day that America still takes lightly. And let's be clear that I am a fan of almost all of Oprah's acting projects. I don't know any acting project she's done that I didn't love. Beloved, Color Purple, etc., etc. But she's most widely recognized for her talk show hosting, and that's what I'm addressing here in parallel with her legitimacy as a community leader. The only thing she can lead me to is a good film, play, or movie, and a shitload of money. Now, please note that I do realize the unimaginable contribution she's likely made. I'm not devaluing any of that. But as far as morality in the overall community, I wouldn't particularly deem her queen. She strikes me as a generally decent human being, so it's not that I have anything in particular against her. I just suppose I allow it to annoy me to see her adorned by so uncomfortably many, with such status as that which Dr. King has earned. And now she's giving away blood pressure and diabetes. Kentucky Fried Chicken, are you serious? Free coupons. I'm not saying it's not generally generous, but just because it's grilled doesn't make it good for you. It just makes it slightly less deadly. So in our economic situation, I would imagine that a few people would just appreciate the $5 that the chicken would have cost rather than the chicken. Then they can decide if that's what they want to do with it. But okay, I'll end here. I don't need her using that power to sabotage little old me, because make no mistake about it, she has power. I respect her success, so I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Groovy smooches.